Hello guys, welcome to my first ever, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. Do these at home. Hello Erica, welcome. Thank you so much. I'll do is to Liz doing the admin, and just click it there.
Yep.
Nice.
It's a live chat.
So live chat there.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, already look at those people. Wow.
So,
Okay, and then add moderator.
There we go.
Tony Stevens, I'm going to make you moderator.
Make people as moderators because when it gets busy, it gets really busy.
To make good moderators before. We'll see how it goes. Owen, it's great to see you here. This is just crazy. So much, guys. If you haven't, most of you have probably come from Liz, but if you don't know who Liz is, for the people who are just joining in,
I have a YouTube channel called Liz by the Farm, and it's in terms of viewers significantly smaller than Huw's channel, but we a couple of videos together.
yeah,
and it's been good. So we've done a couple of live chats on. I'm really pleased you're doing your first live chat on your channel.
Yes. So a couple of people have mentioned about the audio. I've just is it still going in and out? Because I've just tried to. Is it still sound issues? Because it'd be a bit annoying if it is. Is that better?
Sounds okay
now. Yes.
Fantastic.
Right. Good. Hooray. I don't really know where to start. We're just gonna see how much fun we can have. Oh yeah. Okay. Everyone's sound is better. Okay. All good. Thanks, Sean. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a list of different things, but it's kind of like I think we're going to do quite a nice Q&A. So I want you in capitals to put down your questions, which should be so we can look through and answer some questions.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a bit about different things. One thing that I want to know is what are your plans for this year soon. And I also do need to put a bit of an update to you about the book. And I suppose I'll do that now because it has been book week. And yeah, you can see it just about in the background there. My book came out this week. Veg in One Bed. Is this your copy? It is. So yeah, that's not going to stand up actually. I'll just keep it here if needed. Yeah, so I'll give you a bit of an update a bit later on, but we're nearly at 100 people already, so thank you so much. Let's go straight into the questions. What is the most challenging, it's two questions. What is the hardest vegetable you've ever grown? For me, it's asparagus. I don't know why, we've seemed to have failures, but I'm really. Do you have asparagus?
Yes, I have, and we are about to harvest it. I showed Huw around the garden earlier on and went, look, asparagus is coming up. So,
what's your most challenging then?
Florence Fennel.
Really?
Yes, which always bolts. So I always just get.
When do you sow it?
Probably too early, I would guess.
Yeah, you can sow Florence Fennel actually quite late. So you can look at July or August.
Oh yeah, no, then I've been saying it way too early.
Yeah, so and I don't think the drought last year helped a lot. So if you're having problems with your Florence Fennel, hold off on sowing. Sow actually early August, I'd say, in the UK climate, and you should still hopefully be able to get harvest beforehand. So that's what I'd say. I'd love to know what you find tough to grow. What shows you plan on visiting this year? I'm going to be going to going to, are you going to any shows?
I am thinking I might go to Malvern show. I might try and get to part of Cardiff show, but we're doing something that weekend, so we might not to get to the Cardiff show.
I'm in the Cardiff show, rushing off in the afternoon. And I had an invite from the president of RHS to a nice lunch at Chelsea. So I'm going to be heading off to that on the Monday at Chelsea Flower Show. Malvern, yes. I keep on hearing amazing things about Malvern show. It looks like the show to go to, really, especially all the veg.
Okay, so I've got a suggestion. Why don't we go to Malvern and do a live from there?
And why don't some of you come along and we can just join in, and it would be great.
Brilliant. Okay, so I will do a live from Malvern.
Yeah.
That would be excellent.
Okay, yeah, we will do lives. That's brilliant. Would you ever consider doing day courses at your garden? Yes, but before that happens, I'm doing a couple of courses here at By the Farm, and they are on, is it the 12th and 13th of April?
Or 13th
or the
4th of April.
On the Saturday, I'm doing an introduction to gardening course. But then on the Sunday, we're doing kind of a double act, and it's low-cost kitchen gardening, and there will be a link which will appear some point.
Right.
So do you want to say a bit about
Erica,
that?
if you've got the links, or Kate, if you've got the links, that would be absolutely brilliant. So you way back, sometime before Christmas, about the potential to do together. So we 3 months ideas going backwards and forwards to make sure that we put together what we think is a really good, and the idea of the low-cost kitchen gardening course is that as a living example, low-cost kitchen gardening here, we're to share some of those hints and tips and practices to be able to produce an abundance of food for as little as possible.
Yes, it's kind of like a nice split between theory and practical, so you really get the best out of it. I've seen.
It's all right, keep going.
Is it fine? I can always, if needed. If there's, and then in terms of veg which you can grow in partial shade, I'm having problems with buffering. Should I connect?
Okay.
We're going to connect.
But it might, if we try connecting to the Wi-Fi and it cuts us off, please come back and find us. Go back to Hugh's channel and refresh, and then you'll find us again. But there may be a little bit of buffering. It should be.
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
Oh, okay. So Robert is saying if you refreshed his, rather than us refreshing, if you refresh what you're viewing, you may find that it's better. So do refresh, everyone.
One of the questions earlier was what veg shade. I'd say anything that's a leafy green that can grow well in partial shade. I've had some quite interesting successes with red currants growing well. As
I think
berries.
all the currants grow okay in shade, don't they?
Yeah, they do work well. You need to. I might be doing that when the US version of my book comes out next year.
That would be so exciting.
Yeah, go around Canada and US. If there's a couple more problems, we will just go for the Wi-Fi, because that might be easier. Someone as well, Emma, on my Facebook group, Friends of HuwsNursery, asked, can I plant my peas out yet? And I would say because peas are pretty hardy. However, if we're going to have a really hard frost below -4 degrees Celsius with anything, even if it's clothes, just to protect them. But peas are good.
Okay, and I've just seen a couple of people talking about not being able to get Hugh's book in America. If you go on to any of the links that Hugh's put up or I've put up, that will take you onto the UK Amazon site, where you can then ship internationally. There is the option to ship pretty much all over the world. I think.
Yeah, literally anywhere. Whether in New Zealand,
So you might not be able to
Canada.
find it on Amazon.com, but it will be on Amazon.co.uk, and we'll ship then to the States.
And I just want to, whereabouts am I in Wales? Tony, look at the back of the book. Whereabouts am I in Wales? Midway, little place, which I enjoy. And I just want to thank everyone who.
No, I don't know, because it's it's
Very bad buffering.
It's buffering.
What I'm going to do is try and switch. I'll just bear with me. I'll switch to the Wi-Fi because
hopefully that will be less buffering-y.
Yes.
So
As I was saying, the book for 2 days reached the top 100 of Amazon UK. It got in the top 75, which is insane because there's over 6 million books on there. And the other thing is I got a message from my publishers, DK, who publish loads of gardening books, and they said that they said that the Amazon ranking is quite phenomenal, and the only gardening books that they've done before that has ever done better than that were by Monty Don. So that was quite amazing to have all of your support to get that high, and it's still ranking amazingly high. I just want to thank all of you. So it's so surreal.
So nice. I'm so pleased for you.
Well, yeah, thank you. If you do have the book, it would just mean the world to me if you spend just a couple of minutes to leave a review on Amazon as well. That would be so nice. So that's happening. And now the year is almost upon us. I think everyone is beginning to start sowing and everything. So what are your plans for this year?
So I've got big changes happening. I've got big changes happening here this year. Anybody who's on Patreon, who's one of my patrons, knows about those changes. But so I've got the annual vegetable garden. I'm also setting up a market garden and my secret patrons garden as well. So there's a lot more food going to be grown this year.
How much food did you grow? That thing in Liz's live chat before this, the amount of food that you
so I have been weighing my my harvest. So since June the 1st, I'm going to have to go and look at the exact figure, but something like 1,256 pounds of food harvested since June the 1st.
Yeah.
And I've still got quite a lot to harvest and quite a lot to count into it yet. So, and that's just from the annual vegetable garden and a few fruit trees.
Yeah. Liz has a Patreon, which definitely check it out because there's a whole extra garden there with loads of really cool projects. So just go for it. Absolutely go for it. Another thing is seen a couple of things popping up. One is, how can I talk my girlfriend round to helping me on the allotment? Don't. There's got to be a catch, obviously, like a meal out or something. Another one is, congratulations on the book, thank you. First of many. Yes, first of many. I've just started work on a second book now, which is going to be crazy because it's probably going to be coming out this time next year. And I'm also sometimes I get a bit excited, and I've planned out what book 3 will be. So I'm going to be busy writing books. Also, just so you know, in terms of the quality, I feel in Wales we are a bit of a third world country when it comes to internet problems. It isn't, we're trying to, especially where I am, I can't even dream of or think about doing a live stream. No. I've got to upload a video overnight. It takes 8 to 10 hours. So we're just having to do our best. And even though the quality might not be the best, hopefully it does the job. What's the second book about? You'll find out maybe next month or the month after. Okay, so that should be good.
Yeah, so watch that space.
Watch that space.
Yeah.
Also, I thought I'd make a big announcement. Because why not? First ever live chat. I've been building a new garden, and the new garden is in partnership with the RHS, because I'm building a veg growing trials garden, and they're going to be about 24 raised beds and a big polytunnel of some kind, probably about 10 by 4 meters. And what it is growing loads and loads of different vegetables and trying all sorts of things in terms of the trials to find out things that we've always wanted to grow. And I just think it's going to be an amazing learning experience. There's going to be 20 to 30 growing trials every single year in partnership with RHS Wisley. So I've got great access to some amazing experts there who will be bringing onto the channel. And I'll also be participating in the Awards for Garden Merit scheme as well. So I think this year is growing dwarf beans and Florence Fennel. So
Florence Fennel.
Florence Fennel, your favourite. So that's a big thing. But there'll be more information about that. So yeah, thank you everyone.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting. It's gonna be a bit busy. I've also got which is also, I've got a videographer. So some of my videos now, you see that there's someone behind the camera. So that's an investment I've made. And another investment is I'm going to be having some part-time work with me at least a day a week, working with me in the garden and stuff. So there's lots of really exciting things coming forward. So yeah, sorry for boring you with all of that. I just want to say a huge so Digwell, Steve, he's asked, I reckon Hugh will branch out and it will be a cooking book. No, unfortunately not. It's tough because, yeah, I would like to do a cooking book, but I have no skills or expertise to do that. It might be my sister. My sister might be doing, well, she's actually an amazing cook. So,
oh, brilliant.
I'll leave that to her. So I want to highlight a video which you all need to check out, and we were speaking about it earlier. It was Erica's video, and Erica, thank you for being my first ever moderator here, and to all the other moderators, thank you so much. I can see that you're working hard, and you know it's a huge help. But what was Erica's video about, which we were talking about? I just loved it.
Erica did a video this week about creating a hugelculture bed in her garden, in a raised bed, and I absolutely loved it. I just thought it was great. So that's Erica's little Welsh garden, and it was about a hugelculture bed, and we were out in my garden talking about filling raised beds, weren't we?
Yeah.
And an appropriate way to do that.
What I loved is that, yeah, people have that problem of having the need of load of topsoil or compost. But just check out Erica's video. Thank you for linking it. It's linked there. Fantastic. Also, make sure you subscribe to Erica's Little Welsh Garden. Such a great channel, putting up loads of great videos.
Yeah.
And yeah, there we go. Give her a subscribe. So I have the same video plan. You have to watch it, Wholesome Roots, definitely. Just looking. Are you going to film the low-cost kitchen garden class so Americans see it later? I'm not sure. It's going to be quite tricky to try and give a lot of attention to the people there and film it in the same place.
Maybe on a later.
It might be more for online course.
Yeah.
Which it might dwarf its. Well, not dwarf, but the other way into.
Grow into.
Grow into. That's a great thing about gardening. I'm glad the video quality is much better. Thank you to your Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's We'll say thank you to
everyone
Wi-Fi.
to Liz's Wi-Fi.
Which, let's face it, usually lets me down on
Yeah.
every day.
Thank you, Spencer, for your book review. It was really kind of you. And everyone check out Spencer's channel, Spencer's Nursery. And I'd also like you to all to check out Owen's channel, The Welsh Gardener. Do you have any advice on how to start a gardening YouTube channel, Liz?
Just go for it. Pick up your phone. You don't need any fancy equipment. Most phones nowadays will film adequately, and just go out there and start, because the hardest video to make is the first one.
Definitely. I'm not telling you to do this, but my old videos were absolutely terrible. I was about 12, and I used to speak like this. It's like, hello and welcome back to HuwsNursery. And my hair was like that. It was like a proper bowl cut. Hello! Literally. But I just went for it, and I made 30 terrible videos in the first month. But you just keep on going and just don't be worried. There's never been a better time. It's kind of the revolution of communication. And for us now as amateur homegrown gardeners, we don't have to, like 20 years ago, the only thing you could do is TV, and that's a huge fee and cost and amount of luck and knowing the right people upon millions of other variables which are against you. But now is just a perfect time to just share what you're doing, and we love watching all the different channels and interacting, and I also think it's one of the best communities. Like, what's your opinion?
It's an absolutely brilliant community, because when you watch something on television, it's presented as here's a thing for you to watch, and when it ends, there's actually very few ways of getting any real feedback to the makers of it. Or whereas with YouTube, it's not completely instant, but you can leave a comment below a video, and 9 times out of 10 the video creator is going to comment back to you, and then there are the communities that you build with, like your group and my group, and lots of channels have a group or a page, and that sense of community that is being built, I think, is fabulous.
Yeah, I really like it. It's like when someone starts a new channel, you just want to support them.
Yeah.
So when Owen created his channel, The Welsh Gardener, he actually came to a course I did, and it was so nice because I was in the exact same situation as him and at his age, so I could just see where he's coming from. And now he's nearly at 500 Instagram followers, and I think it's just past 100 subscribers. And the thing that I want to get across is Liz actually subscribed to her channel, because you're nearly at 10,000 subscribers. But what I'm saying to the smaller channels, like anyone here, is if you have 100 subscribers, imagine being in a room with 100 people. It's actually a heck of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And once you think of it that way, not like, oh, I've only got 20 views, 20 people, imagine them in a room. And I think for me, that was the only motivation I needed.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, it's just the most fantastic thing. Yes, the community is absolutely great. Do you need to rotate a strawberry bed?
I am keeping my strawberries in situ for 3 years, and then not so much because I'm concerned about the soil, although that would need refreshing or at least feeding. I'm going to be changing the plants out, so when I change the plants for new ones, then I'll put them into a new place, just to help some of that rotation, and also so that I can get a whole load of goodness back into that soil that's been working away for quite a while, producing strawberries without me feeding it very much. Yeah.
Unfortunately, this actually links back to the question about what was the hardest things. You had trouble with courgettes, I think, as well. All right. For 40 years, it's like we have had at home trouble with strawberries, actually, which is quite interesting. This is not fair.
And they grow like weeds here, like absolutely grow like weeds. So,
So also, if you do have any questions, please just put them down.
yeah, and if you put them in capitals, it makes it much easier for us to see the questions.
Yeah, exactly. Straw. I think the clue's in the name. Strawberries. You put kind of straw down to protect them, and you can do that. Sean, I don't actually have any plans for Gardener's World. We'll just see what happens. I'm just quite happy making my own videos, and I'm being in control because I've done a few things on TV before, but it kind of takes away the creative side, which I really like. Yeah, thank you so much. Like now, as I was saying before, a lot of people wouldn't be happy with 145 views, but there's 145 people watching this, and that is just so amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you all for this.
So, and while Hugh's saying that, if you are enjoying Hugh's live chat, please hit the thumbs up button, because that tells YouTube that you're enjoying it, which is always a good thing for them to know. Hooray, more people are hitting the thumbs up.
Yes, thank you. Nice little flurry. There's a question, I quite like it, by Ross. What else do you do for hobbies? Do you have any hobbies, Liz?
I do, but most of them are creative things. So I do sewing. I used to do things like knitting, which I don't anymore. But so now it's sewing, drawing. Not artistic drawing. Okay, this is like designing. So some designing stuff for outside. And I also do some bits of writing, which don't ever get published, but they're writing for me.
And for my hobbies, also quite creative. I love art. I used to sketch, and in fact, I've got a few kind of arty videos about my paintings very early on in my channel, which you can check out if you want. But I also love sport, squash, tennis, mountain biking, do as much of that as possible. And I really like gaming, so like FIFA and stuff. So I'm not just a weird teenager who only likes gardening. I like all the other stereotypical things of, well, I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm 20. I feel like a teenager. Don's allotment. What got me into gardening? I got into it since I was 3, thanks to my parents, really. What about you? How did you get into gardening?
Oh yeah, no, through my parents originally. I can remember my dad showing me how a snapdragon, you can squeeze the flower and it would open up, and then I went round and popped open all his fuchsia flowers, thinking that's what those were. So he wasn't terribly impressed that I pretty much trashed every fuchsia plant in the garden.
Yeah.
But yeah, so from very early on, Dad showed me how flowers worked. And then when I got my own, my first garden when I was 20, I started watching Gardener's World when it was Jeff Hamilton, and he showed you how to take cuttings of aster flowers. And I went out and I bought an aster from probably from a fruit and veg shop, because I always seem to sell flowers. And I tried taking these cuttings, and they grew roots, and that was it. I was like totally hooked. And just the wonder of nature being able to reproduce itself. I was hooked. That was it.
It's the thing about gardening is that when you propagate new plants, you're just there. I brought them into this world, and that's amazing. A few things. Milk jug gardening. Not really sure. I presume that's just growing in actual milk jugs. I've never tried it. Have you ever visited our microclimate on the Isle of Wight? Yes, my grandparents had a house there, so I've been there. And my fondest memory on the Isle of Wight, apart from not having to see any grey squirrels, was this huge lifeboat, which is docked there. And I just thought that was amazing. And I was probably about 7 or 8. What's my favourite cuppa? Coffee. And what's the best vegetables that you think for a small bed, 8 by 4 foot?
Oh, well, we were talking about this earlier on, weren't we? So salad leaves, spring onions, so basically small, straight, upright things. So leeks, carrots, anything that's got a wider spread, you're going to have to give more space to. So, but salad leaves definitely, and beets and
anything. I say anything.
anything.
Actually, we filmed a video which will come out at some point, and it's about deciding what to grow. So stay tuned for that on my channel.
Did we coordinate on blue clothes? No, that was just a happy coincidence.
I like blue. Someone else, I lost it, but they said coffee. My UK home said coffee for the win, 100%. Although usually it's decaf coffee now, for me. Even though I don't get affected by caffeine, the amount of coffee I drink, it'd probably be dangerous.
A bitter lager or cider?
Pale ale. I like a pale ale. That's what I'm into. And we make demi-johns and demi-johns of cider. You might see it in some of my videos. And on our windowsills, we have quite deep windowsills, and we've just got loads and loads of homemade cider, which I think answers a question from earlier before. Just hello to everyone who's joining, and thanks even just for joining in. Ross, exactly, IPA all the way. I think you also asked PS4 or Xbox. I'm usually PC. I just asked the BBC to look at Hugh's channel. Thanks. Also, something came in the paper today. It was quite nice, actually. I just want to share this with you.
While you're finding that page, Benny has said, how much time are you spending on gardening and sowing a week?
Even for quite a large garden, it isn't much. I'd probably say in terms of gardening jobs, it's really hard because every week is different, every month is very different, which is what I love about gardening. It's always different. I'd say at least I need a full day's work a week to maintain my garden, which isn't actually a lot. But this is what came up on the Welsh national newspaper, Wales on Sunday. Got a great contact there called Will, who's really happy to share this. So that made my day. No, actually, this made my day. But that made my day before this. More things can make your day than you think.
Really nice question now, Hugh. If you weren't a gardener, what would you be?
Oh, that is so tough. Can you speak about something whilst I think about that? Yeah.
Okay, that is a really hard question for Hugh. I would probably just be doing what I did before I was doing this. So before I did this, I worked for a Premiership rugby club in their management operational team, and I was doing liaison between fans and the club. So.
Wow.
Which was great.
Yeah, I think what I do is I do something definitely on the creative side. It would probably be something to do with video editing, or I would have just gone a completely different direction and tried to be a professional sports person. That's probably what. But it's really hard to say that because ever since I was kind of, I wanted to be an architect at one point until I found out how much maths I needed to know. And then I was like, no, I'll let my cousin do that. But yeah, I've always wanted to do this ever since I was 14 or 15. So just thought, go for it and see how it goes.
And how nice to be able to actually do for a living what you love.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, it's really weird because a lot of people tell me that you can't make a living out of your passion. I don't know.
Absolutely can.
You just go for it, and I think it's easier for younger people because they don't have as many responsibilities. So like Spencer and Owen, who I know you're watching, just stick with your gut, which is what I did, and I have no regrets because I don't want to be 100 years old in an old people's home and have all those regrets.
So there are loads and loads of questions that have come up, and I'm sure Hugh will go through all the chat afterwards. So we'll sit down and re-watch, and he will answer some of the questions in the information below. But actually, lots of those questions that are coming up are great
They're great.
video ideas.
There's so many.
And so may well just be answered in a complete video.
Yeah, and just thank you for this, all this amazing chat. 163 people now at the moment. 114 thumbs up. Please stick some more up. How many raised beds do I have at home? I think at the moment it is about 20, but it's going to over double that. It is already kind of over doubling that this year. So yeah. Ecocentric homestead. 1 day per week is 2 hours per day. Yeah, about that. I'm going to plug my book. For a single raised bed, you need at most 2 to 3 minutes a day on average. So what I'm trying to do is, do you feel that like a lot of people have a lot of different excuses to not start growing?
Yes.
Like what kind of?
I don't have time, it's too difficult, I haven't got the right tools.
Too expensive. So I'm trying to dispel those myths book by book. That's the only clue I'll give you. With each book focusing on a different excuse to try and just show that it's quite attainable and people can get involved.
Okay. So while we're pausing, it's because Hugh is just reading some questions.
They're all coming in.
So,
I'm in Texas, zone 8. What zone are you gardening in?
do you know what you're in?
I'm kind of 7A, 7B. I think the hard thing is that it's getting more difficult to predict how the seasons are going to be. So I'm not even sure if zones at the moment make much of a difference. It's more just, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think the zone maps that were done for the UK are just to get a much more of an indication because of it being an island and it's kind of quite damp here, isn't it? And we're never very far from the water. So, I mean, I'm very far south in Wales. I'm right by the coast. So, in theory, I'm gardening in zone 8B. But when I look at what you can grow in America in 8B, it wouldn't last here at all. So
yeah, Tony from UK Here We Grow. So when you consider beasts from the east last year to this year, it is mad, absolutely mad. It's that thing where patience is paramount. I think with gardening, because I think a lot of us might have got a bit excited when we had that spring-like weather.
a mini heat wave a couple of weeks ago.
I was like, so everything. I was like, no, I've got to stop. And just another thank you to all of the moderators for your fantastic help. Do you know what Zone Sheffield is? No, sorry. I'm sure Google will. Nice city, Sheffield, actually.
It is.
It is a nice city. Welsh gardener, what's your tips on starting to teach your first courses? I may or may not be planning something. Just try and get a bunch of people together. Find out the minimum amount of people you need to go on a course. And you could even just have 2 people, and you might not be able to make any money or whatever you want. It's that experience. It's about building experience, and I'm still very much at that beginning stage as well.
Lots of really nice messages about Hugh's channel. Thank you for those. His head won't be able to get through the door soon.
I don't actually grow many ornamentals because I think the only ornamentals I'm growing this year are sweet peas because they're almost like a vegetable. I feel that, okay, I'm just going to plug Charles Dowding's garden here. I've never been to a vegetable garden and just been so inspired. And for me, his garden in full peak is more beautiful and inspiring than any ornamental garden I've been to. But we all have our own taste. So I'm going to stick to growing veg. I remember someone did a funny comment. They said, "Are you going to do a flower book, Hugh? Because all I do is flowers." I'm like, it'd be about a page long and only have vegetable flowers. Yeah, loads of people. Charles, fantastic. So just like with your channel, do you have any plans happening this month? Anything exciting coming up?
Well, I do, but they also can't talk about them yet.
You can't.
I can't. No. So I have. Later this month, I've got an exciting thing happening, something I'll be launching later this month, and I'm not going to say any more than that. No, not even any hints.
Okay, well, subscribe to Liz so you know and find out. Just gonna quick. Will you open a garden to the public? I'm actually having some group tours coming this year, so that's a bit of a kick to get things going. Kilter Gardener Robert, love the idea of the recycled plastic raised beds. Yeah, it is quite expensive. I do appreciate that, and it's about doing what's best for you and your budget, especially if you know that you're going to be where you're living for the foreseeable future. I'd actually get them because they will outlast anything else that you have.
And that's the plastic that doesn't leach into
the
soil.
It's chemically inert, so no chemicals go in or out. But it's just about doing what's best for you. And there are hundreds, like you use pallet collars and pallets, and it's just fantastic. And one thing I want to do later on this year is I want to actually come here and do a video just showing off all of the uses, how you kind of built an amazing kitchen garden based around pallets.
Yeah, and hopefully
Truly
by the
inspirational.
end of this year, I won't just have a kitchen garden, but I'll have a garden kitchen.
Yes,
That would be my hope.
the garden kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure lots of you already know because I put it all over social media. I installed. That's a really technical term. I plonked a sink into a very large pallet top, so I've now got a washing space out there.
Such a good job.
But I'm also hoping to get some sort of sheltered space to put a barbecue out there as well, so I can actually have a kitchen in the garden.
It'll be soon. Yes, I'd recommend Bocking 14. It doesn't self-seed and go everywhere. Fantastic bed. Any common problems or pitfalls when you're just starting off?
Yes, I think that the most the most irritating thing is when you just try and do too big a space at once. So starting small and getting confident with that is a much better idea than having a huge space that you go, right, I'm going to do all of this, and then actually you don't get around to it, and or it's just physically exhausting, and then that kind of puts you off.
It does. It's like, oh, I've got a whole allotment plot. I've never done it before. What do I do? I get a used book. But I'd actually say if you are starting off and you don't have much time either, is to just focus on 2 or 3 vegetables, and slowly builds up your experience and builds up your confidence. And it is the most, and also I think this is a very important lesson, especially to the younger viewers on here. It's great to see you here. Don't ever dwell too much on the failures, because there are loads of successes.
Yeah.
Put your energy in the successes. I get bad comments every single day, but I focus on the 99% amazing comments, and not anything bad like that happens. It just doesn't get me down because I don't let it. I didn't mean to be motivational or anything. that is just kind of how it goes. So yeah, please do keep all of your questions coming, or anything that you want to know. It doesn't have to be gardening related. Just absolutely go for it.
Okay, so Susie's asking, are morning glory flowers good to plant for pollinators? Susie, are you in the States, or are you in the UK, or are you somewhere else? Because what you call morning glory plants and what we call them are different.
Yes. What advice do you have for keeping squirrels off the beds? What I do is I probably can't mention. We have squirrel traps, but they're humane. So you put kind of like nuts, the squirrels go in, and then you can take them for a drive to woods 50 miles away and let them go there. Yes, Ross.
Them go here. Is that what you were doing on your way here?
No, it was only the mice.
Thanks.
So did I. Also, I'm very jealous. You don't seem to have touch wood. I was about to touch your head. We don't have any here. You don't seem to have any rabbit problems or issues, really.
Okay, I've seen one rabbit since we've been here, and I kind of think, well, if I've seen one, there's going to be more, but
I hope it is Ross.
oh,
is it illegal? Good, because I might not trap them that way. I'm just saying you probably could, but it's very useful to know that it's illegal to do that. We're actually, where I'm based is kind of on the fringe of a project to try and bring red squirrels, which are native to the UK, back. So there's a lot of things happening around us to try and eradicate the grey squirrels. Denise asks, what is your favourite breed of
chicken? Oh, that's such a hard question. So previously it has been white Jersey Giants, and currently it is Australorps. You might just be able to hear in the background, we've actually got chicks hatching today. So in my live chat, we went and had a look at them right on cue. They're starting to make lots of noise. So large foul black Australorp by a long shot are my favourite at the moment.
Jamie Oliver's a great grey squirrel recipe. Yeah, it does actually taste quite like chicken. Grey squirrel, which is quite interesting. Okay, Welsh Gardener. Very important here. I experienced this firsthand. Another problem whilst YouTube gardening as a teenager is people at school judging or laughing at you. If you're in this situation, just ignore them. I had that. And now they're just extremely jealous that I get to do what I love. And they're always asking, how's your YouTube channel doing? And it's that amazing turn where they suddenly go from just thinking, it's really weird. And they only kind of do it because I think they're jealous in a way. And they won't ever admit to that.
Or they just don't understand it.
Or they don't understand it. Yeah. But it just flips. It flips and you'll never look back. Do you have a problem with deer? We don't have deer where I live. All I do is put up a massive fence because I don't know what else I'd really do.
No.
Hugh, where would you ultimately like your career to go in the next 5 years? This time last year, I didn't even know I'd have a book. So I have no idea. Maybe in like 5 years' time, I'll be working on book 4 and just focusing on the YouTube channel and just seeing where it goes. Do you have a long-term plan? I'm kind of just in it because just see where it goes.
More of the same but different.
Yeah.
It's one of our favourite phrases.
It is exactly like that. We're just looking through all of the comments. Please, can you help me to grow sweet peas? Sweet peas, they like to germinate. They like to have warmth. So if you have a warm, sunny windowsill or even a radiator, which is on the lower setting, I just put I'd actually get a plastic pot and have white kitchen towel paper. Make it moist, put the pea seeds in there, close the lid, and then keep on checking on it. And then once they start sprouting, in terms of little roots come out, you can then transfer those about 2 centimeters deep into pots. Hopefully that helps. You might have to rewatch just to get that. Yeah, never be concerned about what other kids think. 99% disappear from your life after graduation. Yeah, unless you're in a really small school. But yeah. Hugh, do you just do your garden work or do you also have a daytime job? My daytime job is exactly this, which is great. Because if I'm not feeling like it on Monday, I'll just go ride my bike.
Yeah,
but then,
so you're a YouTuber.
I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
That's you as well, isn't it?
Well, yes, I guess it is. Yeah.
Also, do you ever get people do like a double take and they try and understand what you do but still can't?
Yes.
My nan, every time, bless her, like every time I see her, she's like, so what is it you do again? Because she thinks I make these little DVDs, or I don't know. But it's 2019, and it's just I've been fortunate enough to be born in the right era to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So just making the most of it.
They are like little DVDs, really, aren't they? They're just online little DVDs. So.
What is your favourite unusual fruit vegetable to grow? This by John. I'm going to grow cucumbers this year. They are fantastic, but they can turn into a bit of a triffid. They can just take over. Try and grow them undercover if you can, or in the sunniest spot you can. But are you in anything unusual?
Oh, well, last year I grew Asturian tree cabbage, which just tastes fantastic. It looks really pretty. So it's a big cabbage, a very open, loose leaf thing. That's great. And this year I'm trying so many new things.
Yeah.
So things from like salsify, which I haven't.
I grew that this year. So it's amazing.
Nice tasting.
Yeah, great tasting, great roasted, and it's fantastic because you can harvest it right through winter. So go for it.
Yeah, so I'm growing about 7 or 8 new things this year, completely new to me. Most of them are perennials.
Brilliant. Love perennials. Who was it? Michael asked, "Are you going to expand the strategic gardening in the near future?" Was that a few videos? You enjoy those videos? That is, when I was planning it out, I suddenly realised that there's a massive whole subject matter. So yeah, there will be more videos, but I'm pretty certain it's not going to be the next book, but it could actually be a book coming up just about the whole strategy side of gardening, because I find so many books about growing food focus on the actual growing, but doesn't really look at the efficient ways of all the infrastructure needed. So it'll be about distilling that into something. Who knows? Who knows? I know, but who knows what will happen with that. Do I talk to your plants? Sometimes, yeah.
I'll say thank you to them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That makes me particularly. I think I talk to the chickens. You talk to your chickens and ducks.
Oh, always.
So,
whenever I feed them, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are quite a few studies. I know some schools have done it where music and the effect that has on how a plant grows, and it's more when they looked at it deeper. It's the positive versus negative sound waves. And it seemed to have an impact on how they grow. Can I direct sow carrots now? I would say, like personally, you probably could get away with it, but I'll start direct sowing carrots in early April onwards. What about you?
Early May onwards.
Early May onwards.
I don't have any luck unless the ground is fairly warm.
David Attenborough. Yeah, he probably did that. Loads of people have done that. I seem to see it 2 or 3 times on BBC News a year. It's just this ongoing thing that happens. Can you buy my book directly? Yes, I am going to be selling copies in less than a week's time on my own website, which isn't out yet. But every copy that I sold is automatically going to be signed. So you can stay tuned for that.
Amazing. So when that's ready, make sure I've got the link. We'll share that far and wide. And no doubt Hugh will make sure that he's put it on his Facebook page and in your group and
findable. When my videos start coming out, it'll be linked in under all of the videos there. But I can't deliver it first class. It will be second class, mainly because of when I'm away, I can't always get to a post office that day.
So there we go. Let's see what.
So keep your yes, you can get another copy, please, and feel free to give the other one to a friend who might find it useful if you need that.
So there's lots of people saying that.
I live in Italy. Yes, that is okay, but postage is going to be quite a bit more. But I do post internationally. But yeah, it will cost more than other sources online. I will come to Canada. I've always wanted to go. I will. It's a bit high, a bit late. Been sowing seeds. Good. Sow those seeds, Ray. I've got to sow more seeds. Actually, here's a question. I want to know when, and I'm going to ask you as well, when do you start your tomato seeds? Oh, do you even grow tomatoes?
Well, I'm not going to. Well, I'm going to grow some this year, maybe. I didn't grow them last year, but the year before, I started them really early, like maybe February early, inside.
Okay, just after this week, Tony. Great. I hear some crazy things where people start them on New Year's Day.
Wow.
New Year's Day in Britain. Basically, what you'll have is this indoor tomato forest. And you'll have tomatoes in May or June when you start. Starting last Friday. Great, Nick. Make sure you subscribe to Nick's channel. Fantastic channel there. Tom's just up on the windowsill. I love tomatoes. I've got this thing where if I have a tomato anywhere else but a homegrown one, I'm always disappointed. Always. It's always so bland and watery, and no matter how much advertising they try and put on it, it's not
the same.
No, it's exactly. Wow, 147 likes. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Also, Liz does a live stream. Is it every Sunday?
Yeah, pretty much every Sunday. Yeah.
And what it's about? Tell us about it.
So I do a live stream at 2 p.m. GMT on a Sunday. And I talk about gardening, chickens, and life in general. And most of the time, the conversation is not from me, but from you.
Yeah.
And I'm just sort of chatting about
Yeah.
all sorts of things. But it is a really nice chat there, and it's another one of those things about community being able to just chat with each other. And so in some ways it's almost more that I'm just facilitating a place for people to chat on a Sunday afternoon. And
I'm so jealous because I can't do live chats.
But you're welcome back to do that.
So if I do a live chat, it'll probably be here again. But it's just awesome to have the experience, because maybe one day I'll get fast internet. But I've been trying for 3 years, and I'm nowhere closer. And satellite is ridiculously expensive.
Isn't it just?
I'll probably use all the satellite data in a day, and it'll cost me 40 or 50 quid, which is ridiculous. Yeah. So Spencer's doing a live stream. But his dad is still knocking plasters off the walls.
Yeah, I probably need to wait until you haven't got the plaster being knocked off walls.
Yeah. Also, shall we wrap up?
Yeah.
In a couple of minutes, or do you want to keep on going?
No, I think we could wrap up because lunch is now completely ready.
Yes.
We've got the baby chickens to look at as well.
Yeah. And I've got to go home then afterwards because it's our late pancake day celebration.
Oh, nice.
So I'm having a great day. So just before I close, where I just want to say a couple of things really quickly. Just plug yourself, Liz, and if not, I'm going to plug you anyway. So just go for it.
Okay, so please subscribe to my channel. It's Liz Zorab by the farm for gardening and chickens, and I'm creating a food forest. I do a live chat on a Sunday, and I do 2 videos a week in the winter and more in the summer.
Wow, it's good. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Marisa, maybe?
Marika, yeah.
Find my email somewhere and send me an email about that. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has been involved in this. 156 at the moment, 163 likes, amazing. Make sure, if you have got my book, if you could do a huge favour and leave an honest review on Amazon, because all the more reviews I get, the higher it will be promoted, basically. So yeah, thank you so much, though, for being a part of this. And I really hope I will do this again sometime soon.
Yeah.
But it's just a
Thank
great
you to
time.
the moderators.
You've
worked
so
so hard today.
And also the ones who became moderated without me telling them, and you've just stuck straight in. Kate and Chris, thank you so much. And yeah, have an amazing afternoon or day wherever you are. Actually, I'd like Liz to do your closing. for a video, because I don't know, I love it whenever you do this.
And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join Hugh next time.